All right, hello everybody, and welcome to Crafty Hour 36. I think we're on 36. Let me go find us. Yes, it is 36. Welcome everybody to Crafty Hour 36. I hope everybody had a chance to watch Deanna's Crafty Hour today. So what we kind of did is I said, you take two, I take two. So we split them. So she did 2 fences and 2 cans, and I will also. So these are pretty straightforward. I kind of like them because sometimes, you know, you just want to make some beautiful cards. You want to make something quick and easy that doesn't take a lot of time or brain power, and you just want to have fun and craft. And that's what these cards are. They are super cute, super easy to do. And so everybody in their Crafty Hour kit got half a set of the watering cans. So there are 4 watering cans in there. And you will notice that the flower clusters do duplicate in there. So you might have gotten a different, you might have gotten 2 yellows, or you might have gotten 2 tulips. So the clusters do kind of differ on there. And then the other pack you guys got, let me move my pieces out, were the fences. So again, you got a half a pack of these beautiful fences. You got 1 of each. And that's what we're gonna do. Oh shoot, I should grab a glass of water really quick, and I promise I will try not to spill it on my project this time. Okay, so what else you're going to need? I didn't post any homework because really there's no homework for you guys. No homework for this. We just kind of kept them quick and easy. Deanna kind of mixed hers up a little bit. That's the whole fun thing about this. You could totally take these and put them on to regular card bases, like this watering can. If you didn't want to do the 3D mechanism, you could totally put it on a card base, but I love the 3D to it. I love the way it pops up. So we kept it with that. So give me a couple seconds. I'm going to go grab a glass of water. Otherwise, I'm going to keep coughing because the air is so dry. Okay, there we go. I promise not to pour it in my project this time. So the first thing I'm going to start with is the fences. And I did do something a little bit different on mine. And I'll kind of show you guys when I get to it on those fences. So what you're going to need for these projects, like I said, they're super easy, super cute. You're going to have your Crafty Hour kit, a variety of pop dots. So I love the thin strips. The thin strips are great. I love my rolls, the little micro guys, and then your squares. So yes, all of them are perfect. I have to have always a variety of adhesives because, well, you just got to have the right adhesive for the right project. So a variety of adhesives. So hello everybody. I'm going to kind of move those out and move some scissors. So I'm going to start with the fence. So what you guys are going to do, you're going to have 1 of each, and I'm just going to grab a random fence because they all essentially go together the same. I'm trying to think which ones Deanna did, but I can't remember. So I'm just going to pick a fence, any fence. You're going to have your sheet. You'll have 1 sheet of flowers. All the flowers kind of mix and match and coordinate with the other pieces, which make it really super cute. And then you're going to have your fences. I think I want to go, I'm going to go with the whitewash one. So I'm going to pull out the whitewash fence. And then in my pack, you've got your little scenes, and I'm going to pull out this little one. I'm going to make the whitewash one with that one. So I'm just kind of following the instructions that are on the kit. Okay, so hello everybody, welcome. Welcome to Crafty Hour. I hope you guys are enjoying the Crafty Hours and enjoy crafting along with us. Okay, so we're just going to pop out the fences. I feel like this one's like going to be like a craftin' chat kind of thing, because it's kind of a quick, easy. I don't want to call it mindless, but it's one of those that you just don't have to think too hard about, which is what I like. Save these guys, because when we took the class with Katie Sue, Deanna showed you too, they use these for fence posts to put, or signposts, to put your signs and put your images and stuff on. So those are perfect for that. So you're just going to pop those guys out, save them to the later, and you're just going to fold this in half. Right? Sometimes you just need quick and easy. You've got days where you want to be crafty, but sometimes the brain's just not functioning and you can't come up with something on your own. So you just want to be able to make pretty things, but not have to think too hard about it. And that's what these kits are for. They are great. So then we're going to grab out this picket here. And then we're going to grab out this picket here. And what these guys are is these go here. So these are your long runs. They do hang over a little bit. You're going to see that they hang over on each side. If you don't want the hangover, just snip it. Just snip the hangover. If you wanted the inside of yours to be pretty or something, you could put them on the inside too. You can put them at an angle to make them look like a fence, like a gate, or you can put both of them on top and bottom. I'm just going to stick to what the sample did, because it kind of gives you a little dimension and kind of lifts them up a little bit. So that's what we're going to go with. And I'm going to use my higher tape. So I love the 3L foam tapes. There is the regular, which I call the 108 roll, and then the higher, which I call the 54 roll. I'm going to use the 54. I'm going to use the higher one. And I like this tape because I can just rip it, and it makes it super easy to do. I hope you guys got a chance to craft along this morning. If you didn't, I hope you're getting a chance to craft along with me. And remember, these are always on replay, so you can always go back to our main Facebook pages, or even in the event section of Crafty Hour Creations, our private Facebook group, and you can find them there also. Okay, so we're just putting our runs on our fence, letting it hang over each side, and then just like that, easy peasy. Okay, and then this piece is going to go in the center, in the inside, and we're just going to glue it flat. Nothing fancy to it. It's just going to glue flat. You have room here to put your sentiment, your salutations, kind of whatever you want on there. And I'm just going to glue this down flat. You could pop it too if you want a little bit. Just know that maybe your gate might not close perfectly. It might kind of raise up a little bit. But we're just going to put that on and then just center that. I should have got my crafty corners out, but too late. Oh yeah, I should have. I put that crooked. It's okay. Okay, and there's our gate. So easy peasy on that. We're going to punch out the flowers now. So the flowers we're going to use are these kind of daisies. These daisies are really, really pretty. And for these flowers, if you guys aren't familiar, these are what they call kind of like the deco type toppers. So it's like playing matchmaker. You basically just use your foam dots and pop them on top of each other. But you don't always have to do as many layers as they say. And you don't always have to do what they recommend, what they do. I will show you on one of my samples here. My fence, I didn't cluster them all on top of one another. So normally you take layer 1 and you put layer 2 on top of it. But I wanted to spread it out to cover the whole area. Instead of just having a cluster of flowers here, I wanted a whole bed of flowers. So we're going to put this guy here and then put him over here, and we're going to spread it out. Can this one go? Nope, that one does look. Sometimes you can flip them upside down and they don't look upside down, but that one does. But we're going to spread our flowers out. So it's going to give it more of a garden feature. Another thing I did on my watering can, I mixed it up. Again, I didn't do all the layers that they had. I only went, that one's 2 high, that one's 3 high, but I left this one off and I brought him down here and put him on there. So you can always take your clusters and spread them out and put them in other areas too. So you don't have to build them as tall as they have in the pictures. Okay, so we're still punching out our daisies. These are very similar to kind of like the Hunky Dories. The Hunky Dories have the what they call deco toppers, which are really nice. And they have all that metallic foils and stuff on them. Katy Sue is from the UK, so this one does come from across the pond. So I know both stores are still waiting. We took pre-orders. We're still waiting on the pots to arrive. We're told they should hopefully be here soon. But I know a lot of you guys, we took pre-orders on them and we thought our distributor had them in stock. He did not, and he didn't have enough. So we are waiting on that shipment to come. This little guy, he goes right there. Okay, so that goes there. I'm just looking to see if there's any other flowers for this cluster. There is not. So these are our clusters. And like I said, I'm going to build these clusters here on the bottom of my fence. Okay, so my first cluster, I'm going to glue flat. Okay, just adding liquid glue because you don't want your card to be two-dimensional. You want it to have dimension, but not too much dimension. So my first little layer, oh, I missed a piece right there. Let me grab my pokey tool or maybe my tweezers. We will punch that out. I missed it. Okay. Okay, so I already have this guy as my high foam tape. So now I'm going to go in with low foam tape. The low foam tape is the one that I call the 108. You can see it's not as high. It's a smaller profile. The glue dots, let me find them, also come in the low profile. So you'll see these are the 3L dots, foam squares. You can kind of see them in the difference, but there's a high profile and a low profile. Or a medium, I guess I could say medium. So there's two different profiles on that. So I'm going to go with my lower profile now for these guys. And by using different heights of foam tape, it just kind of builds those layers and builds that different interest. Okay, there we go. And then the rest of the flowers will kind of play, keeps popping open on me. There we go. We'll play matchmaker now. So that guy's going to go right in here. And see how easy these are? You can do it exactly like they say how to do them on the packaging, or you can make it your own. Ooh, maybe I put this guy over here, and then I put these over there. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I want that one right there. So the long cluster's gonna go there. I shifted it because these two flowers would have smacked into each other, and I didn't want them smacking into each other. Okay. And then we're just going to kind of keep stacking and alternating. So then what we have left is this little flower. I'm going to put him right there. Ooh, I'm going to have to cut a pop dot. And then what I like about these guys is you can cut them up too, or you can bring in the micro guys. And the micro guys are itty bitty and perfect for all those little things. Okay, this guy. Goes in right like that. Cute. Aren't they fun? Fun, fun. And you know what? These have, I might go rogue and go find my yellow stickles, because these are all really pretty yellow flowers, and I feel like they need to have yellow centers in them. I need my magical hands. If you guys are part of Makermania, you know how Christina and Sam always work together, and when she needs something, she can ask her magical hands and she'll go get it. I feel like I need some magical hands. He's on the couch watching YouTube videos. Okay, put a little flower there. I'll flip it. We've got our last little flower. And we're going to put him right there. Okay, so there's our flower cluster. All beautifully done. Yeah, I think it needs some yellow stickles. Hold on one sec. Okay, found mine. It's a miracle I find anything in my room that fast. Okay, then we need a little bird. So I'm going to punch out little blue bird, because everything on here is kind of blue and looking all cute. And then we're going to do with love. Now, you can put this on your fence, or like I said, you can kind of put him on here, which let's see what color I already have in my scraps. Where's my scraps? Oh, my scraps are perfect. Look at that. Okay, we'll put a little glue on there. I'm going to purposely put it crooked. Purposely put her crooked there. And then we can stick it down in our flowers. Stick it hide some foam tape behind it. Okay, looks like I'm safe to put foam tape right there. I'll put a little glue on the back side of it, and then I'm probably going to put foam tape on the other side too, but I want to make sure wherever I put it that it's not where you're going to see it on the back side of the picket. So I kind of want to try to hide it a little bit. Anybody else find the back of these little foam tapes everywhere? My gosh, I was vacuuming the bathroom and they're all over the rug in the bathroom. How they make it upstairs, I have no idea. Okay, so there's our little lip with love. Cute. And then we're going to add a little birdie. So each one has a little birdie that you can put in. And we can put him in the flowers. I kind of like him right there. I was going to put him up on the fence because they like to perch up on the fence. But I kind of like him tucked in there. He looks really cute there. We're going to tuck him. We're going to tuck him in. Oh, I don't know where I'd be without my tweezers. Okay, so there we go. So the next thing I added to my card, I kind of switched it up a little bit too. When I went in here, I thought fence have to have nails. They have to have the nail heads, or it just to me kind of looks weird. So that's what I did here. I added the little nail heads. Can you see that? So what I did is I just grabbed a pen. Any marker you have. I found that this paper didn't have to be a slick surface paper. My Zig pigment ink pen worked perfect on it. It has two tips on it. It has a small tip and a fine tip. And I just took my fat tip and I just very lightly did a little dot, 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 dot. So I did my little dots, see that? To make it look like nails. And to me, sometimes doing the kit cards is great. It's just something mindless, something you can do. Then you can make them your own and jazz them up a little bit if you want to. And that's what I like to do, is add your own twist to them. You don't always have to follow the instructions. Okay, so I just did little dots, and the little dots kind of make it look like nails. Then to kind of finish the look, I went in with this. This is called liquid gloss. You could use glossy accents. You could use glaze and glue. Essentially, all of these are the same. It's just a clear lacquer. So you're just going to take a clear lacquer and then you're just going to do a dot. Just a little dot. Just a dot, not a lot. And what it's going to do is right now it looks milky. So it's going to look kind of funny. But I'll show you my finished one. Once it dries, it gives it that gloss finish and makes them look like little nail heads. And I always add all of my glosses, my glitters, my gels at the very end and then set my card way, way, way away from me. Because if not, guarantee I'm going to put my hand in it. Okay? So what it's going to look like once it dries is you're going to have these little fence post nails. And what I could have done is I could have put them on the sign too, to make it look like it's nailed in, but just a little something to kind of break up that solid picket. Isn't that cute? Super easy. Okay, since I went and found it, I'm going to add some stickles too, because I feel like flowers, especially yellow flowers, need to have yellow centers. So I'm just going in with my yellow stickles. I feel like yellow is one of those colors that everybody has to have. You just have to have clear and you have to have yellow. Probably my two most used ever colors. And how do you know when to stop? You just keep adding it. The clear one's called Stardust. Stardust is my favorite. So Stardust and Yellow are my all-time 2 favorites. Okay, and there you go. And look how we just kind of jazzed up a plain card just by adding a little bit of things we have in our craft room. And no, I know you're probably going to have a heart attack, but I didn't do any splats. No splats on these cards. No watercoloring splats. Maybe on the next groups. Okay, so there is your 2. Same thing I did. I just kind of spread it out. Your 2 similar cards, just kind of sticking to what the kit said, but then kind of making it our own. Okay, now let me go set this card on the table behind me. Otherwise, I'll stick my hand in it. All right, thank you, Kathy, right? It's just giving it a little bit of added touches that kind of gives it that finished, polished look and kind of makes it your own. Makes it a little bit, they had a great start and a great directions, and then we just kind of add our own little twist to it. Okay, let me get these back in the bag. Anybody else struggle with these bags? Okay, the next one we're going to pull out is the watering cans. So the watering cans are super cute. The wellies are adorable and the pots are adorable too. It was hard when me and Deanna were looking at this. It was hard to narrow it down to just one. And we're like, okay, we got to go with at least 2. So we went with 2. Okay, so I'm going to pull out my flowers. And I think I'm going to do the blue pot because I'm going to do the tulips. I really like the tulips, and I think they will set off to the blue pot. So that's the one I'm going to grab. Oh, and she was right here in the front. Perfect. I know, right? I just struggle with them. Okay, so we're going to start with the watering cans. And we're just going to pop these guys out. And then these 2 pieces I just pitched. There's really not a use for them. This piece is for your salutations or putting your flowers on top. And again, you can mix and match and use the different tags, the different banners, the different things that they've kind of given you. So they gave you 2 different options here. And these are really fun because you can do it 3 different ways. And we'll come to that in a second. Okay, so all you're going to do is you're going to fold your pot in half. So just fold it in half, fold that to back. And then this guy here, you're going to flip them and you're going to fold them back and then forward and then back. So you're basically kind of fan folding it, just kind of fan folding it. And then I'm just going to take my bone folder. I love the Teflon bone folders because they don't leave those plastic streaky marks on there. And then we're going to take some score tape and put it right here along, right there along that Z folded part, okay? 1/4 of an inch will work as long as you line it up good. If you don't have a 1/4 of an inch, you can also do an 1/8 of an inch. Will work on there too. And then I'm going to show you my score tape trick. I always do this score tape trick. If you pull all this off and you go and you stick it crooked, she's there. She's crooked. You're committed. Unless you got some undo to pull her off. So what I like to do is I just pull off a little, what I call a wing. I pull off a little wing and I fold it over. So this gives me like a little pull tab. So you're going to mush this all the way flat. you're going to bring this all the way flat and you're going to push, 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 push. It is only stuck right here in this corner. So if you decide, oh, that's crooked, you can still pull it up because only that amount of adhesive is stuck. So it's easier to pull it up than the whole thing. And then once you decide, yep, that's where I want it, you just pull this and then slider closed. And then that way it's going to perfectly line up where you need it to. And now we have our little, kind of like our little tint card. So your little card is going to stand up and then it's going to fold flat. So it does squish flat so you can fit it into an envelope. Isn't that cute? Okay, so back to these pieces. There are 3, maybe 4 options that you can do with these. So these go along the top. You can do it just like that. You can do just a scallop. You could do just your silver piece. You could do your silver with a scallop, or you could do the scallop with the silver. There is so many different ways that you could kind of mix this up and make it your own, okay? You can use one, you could use both. I kind of like scallops on the bottom, so I think that's what I'm going to do. And you know what? I wish I had a really small hole punch, but I don't think I do. Okay? So you can do it either way. And then you can pop it up, you can pop it down, whatever you want. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do both. And I'm going to do layers. So I'm going to put pops on this guy. And I'm going to take my strips. And I'm going to go with the very, 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 very edge. All the way to the outside edge. Okay? All the way to the outside edge of that container. It's just a hair long. Okay? Doing it at the top and doing it at the bottom. Okay? All the way to the edge. Then I'm going to peel that off. And I'm going to pop. I'm going to put this guy all the way at the bottom. And again, he's going to hang over a little bit, so I need to, I gotta flip it upside down. It's just easier for me to try to line it up upside down. Okay. So I got that silver part popped. I'm going to pull the top off. I'm going to do the same thing. And I'm going to put that all the way to the top. Okay? And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this guy and I'm going to slide him, underneath. But I'm not going to pop him. I want him to be kind of poking out a little bit of scallop. And that's why I put my pop dot at the very, very edge. That way I can slide this guy underneath there. And have a little bit of scallop poking out. Okay, and then this guy is sticking out, so what I'm going to do is just flip him and snip. Flip and snip. Okay, so he's the same length. We're going to do the same thing at the top. Oh, I wonder where my cutter bee scissors are. This leaves a perforated edge, and that drives me nuts. Cutter bees don't do that, but I think I took them to work. Those are my favorite ones. Okay, same thing. We're going to put some liquid glue on here. And then we're going to sneak him up underneath that pop dot. So it's just kind of building a layer. Got a little bit of scallop kind of showing out the bottom. Isn't that cute? Very cute. I love scallops. Okay, so there is our watering can. On the front, I'm going to put the You're Blooming Lovely. Right there in the middle. Okay, and now we're going to, isn't that easy? You know what? I'm kind of thinking it needs some rivets now too. Do I rivet it or do I not? The rivets might be too much. Start doodling with the pen. You'll never stop doodling. A lot of people do some really pretty white pen work. White pen work adds a lot when you go in and outline the flowers and kind of bring some of that to life. Really makes it pop on die cuts. Okay, there's our tulips. And then we got to punch out all of our pieces that go with them. Sometimes I cut them in half. Sometimes I use those microns if it's too small to cut in half. Okay. And then over here is this itty bitty little petal. I don't know if I'll save a tulip from this one to put onto the jug because the tulips kind of look like, we'll see if we can fit one on there that doesn't look awkward. And as always, once you guys get your cards done, don't forget to post them over in the Crafty Hour Creations Facebook group. We love to see your creations. We love to see what you're making. We love to see your interpretation. If you do the same thing as we do, great. If you mix it up a little bit, that's awesome too. If you do something different with your scraps, wonderful. We would love to see all of that. So make sure to kind of post over all that in the Crafty Hour Creations Facebook group. Oh, thank you, Leslie. Thank you for joining us. It's always exciting to see what everybody comes up with and what their interpretations are of the kits. And then, of course, seeing different designs because Diane does something different, Deanna does something different. So we all kind of mix up and do different ideas and stuff with the same ingredients. Really is what they are. Same ingredients. Our version of a cooking show. Only we're not timed. And we don't have Dave Ramsey to tell us that we screwed up. So I'm kind of mixing the high and the low pop dots because it gives it a little bit more interest to them. Builds the different layers. Okay, and see, these guys are popped, and I want to pop this one too, but I don't want to do it at the same level because then it doesn't build any interest. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a lower pop dot on him. So it builds a different layer. And sometimes I don't use all of the layers that they recommend either. That builds a little different interest too. Or I will use those layers somewhere else. Like this one, I'm going to put a low one on him too. My gosh, I'm all thumbs today. Oop. Well, that pop dot didn't even make it onto the thing. What does the package say on my lower pop dots? It says thin. It calls them thin. I don't think I have the packagings for any of them. When I open them up, I throw them out. Oh, no, it does. It says thin 3D foam squares. And they come in black and white, and they have them in the 2 different sizes. So that comes in the mixed pack with the thin ones. Or if you're looking at the roll, the 108 roll is what I call thin also. Absolutely. Yeah, any other questions? Ask away, guys. Sometimes I feel like I'm just talking to myself for an hour in my craft room. It happens. Okay, look at that. Isn't that pretty? Okay, so I need something over here because it's an even number. Do we have a flower for that one? That one goes on top. Oh, we have a yellow. Let's put a yellow over there. Yep. We're just going to pop the yellow on. So there we're kind of just building some interest. I'm going to kind of stop with those. And what we're going to do is I'm going to glue this guy on here. So essentially what we're going to do is he gets glued on there. And then he goes right down that slot. There's a slot right there. And he's going to slide right down in there. So I'm going to go ahead and glue him on. Just to the top. You do want to make sure he stays in your envelope, but those envelopes are very large. So I think we'll be fine with that. And then there's room that you can put your salutations on here if you would like, and they can pull it out and make it interactive, or you can put your salutations on the back side of your planter. Either or will work. And then there is your flower cluster. Now there are 2 green leaves, and I wanted to make sure that my flowers fit in here before I put those green leaves on, because I didn't want the pop dots to interfere with those, and I wanted them to fit down in there. So this itty bitty skinny one, I'm going to put low pops on him, because this one is a higher one. So I just kind of want to build the layers. So I'm going to put a low one on him. There he goes. And then this one over here goes right there. I'm going to put don't think he's going to interfere too much. He might. I'm going to put a higher pop dot on him. I lied. I'm going to put a low on him too, because he might interfere when I'm closing the pot. So I hope you guys are enjoying this Katy Sue kit. She's got tons of other kits that are really awesome. I heard there is a Christmas one coming out again. She had a Christmas tree last year and also a snow globe. And I heard they're working on another Christmas one this year. So make sure to tune in because we might have something coming out with those. There we go. Isn't that pretty? Pretty, pretty. And what you could do too with these guys, if you feel like, oh, that's a lot of green, I need something else kind of down below, you can always take these guys, which is what I'm going to do, and I'm going to sneak one in here because I feel like there's too much green here, right? So I'm going to put a little liquid adhesive on, and we're going to mix this guy right down in there. I'm going to offset all that green. We're going to hide him in between that leaf, and then kind of fills that cluster out a little bit more. Maybe we add that yellow too. We have a yellow one. Oh yes, the boots are really cute. The boots are adorable. The pots are adorable. Like I said, they're all easy to do. All super easy. Oh yeah, it's getting a second one in there too. Needs a pop of color. Needs that pop of yellow. So we're just going to add that right in like that. There we go. Now we have more color kind of down in. And this pulls in and out, so you can put your salutation on here. If you did not want this to pull in and out, you just want it to stay, you can put a little bit of adhesive on there and just glue it in. Put your adhesive, put some score tape, whatever you want, and put that in. So you've got your red flowers that you can still do. Like I said, some of you have 2 tulips, some of you have 2 yellow flowers. It's just kind of the way the kit split up. And yeah, I think it needs, we're going to add some rivets to this one. I think the rivets need to be black though. Let me grab a black pin. Needs a little rivet. Was my black pin dead? No, it's going. Needs a rivet, so it looks like it's... And then I'm going to go in with my glossy, add that little glossy, so when it dries, it'll have that really nice nail head on there. And I actually feel like it needs a little bit more bling too. So I'm going to go get my Stardust stickles. Apparently my Stardust is empty, so I found this one. We're going to go with this one. This one's called Gold Coast. Gold Coast. So it's kind of clear, and it's got a little bit of a... Let's see if we're clogged. Nope, we are good. And I know I said do things last, but I'm going to go in. Going in very fine and just adding stickles to the scallops. Can you see that? Just a little bit of glitter glue. I felt like these just need a little sparkle too. So just kind of trace with a steady hand. Sorry guys, I did not assign any homework because I didn't plan on doing this. And then staring at it last minute, I'm like, ooh, I think it needs this. So if you have stickles, great, use them. If you're not a stickles fan, then don't use them. I know stickles are not for everybody. Look at that, isn't that cute? So this one's the Nouveau Glitters, and it is called Gold Coast. Stardust is also a good one. Okay, now when you start adding, you just don't want to stop, right? I am going to stop though. That is what we're going with. So those are kind of our little added pieces on there. We added the little scallops, we added the little nail heads with a black pen or a brown pen, and then I just put glossy accents or your clear lacquer on it. So there is that flowering can. Here's my other one, which, you know what, why I've got stickles out, why don't we add some little yellow to our daffodils? Add to our little daffodil centers. So like I said, you can always stick to the kits the way they are intended to be. You can jazz them up with some stickles. You can add a little pin work to them. Go in and add a little white pin work, kind of brings them to life. Make them your own. There's no right or wrong with these card kits. But these are fun because you don't have to do too much thinking. You can just sit back, relax, and craft. Okay, so there are, and I'll post pictures of these in the Crafty Hour Creations group once they dry so you guys can see what they look like. So here's our 2 watering cans with a little bit of stickles, a little bit of jazzing added up to them. This one I used just the scallop. This one I used both pieces together, kind of draw a little bit more interest to it. And then of course we had our fence with our little bird and our picket fence. And then let me grab the other one that's drying. And then also this little fence too. So that's what we've got today for Crafty Hour. So I hope you guys have enjoyed them and you're having a blast with all the Crafty Hours, learning some little hints and tricks and tips kind of along the way with all these Crafty Hours and the different designers that we are bringing you guys. Tomorrow will be the announcement of Crafty Hour 38. It is a masculine themed Crafty Hour. So hopefully you guys tune in tomorrow at 11 o'clock Central, 9 o'clock Pacific. It will be going live on the Facebook page. So we will have the announcement and kind of walk you through the kit and see everything that you get. So thank you so much, everybody. Have a fabulous night. And as always, happy crafting. Bye-bye.